Welcome to Headphone News, Montreal edition for Saturday, November 30th, 2024.
Quebec Minister calls for action against hate speech. Quebec Justice Minister Simon-Jolin Barrette has urged Canada's Attorney General to criminalize hate speech that is disguised as religious expression. This request comes amid a concerning rise in hate crimes in Montreal, where police reported 310 incidents since October 7, 2023. Among these, 230 targeted the Jewish community and 80 targeted the Arab-Muslim community. Jolin Barrette criticized existing laws that allow some hateful remarks to be protected under the guise of religion, stating that these exemptions contribute to a toxic climate and create loopholes for hate speech. The increase in hate crimes has alarmed community leaders. The Montreal Police Service is investigating specific incidents, including a protester who gave a Nazi salute during a recent demonstration. A motion by the Parti Québécois to amend these laws nearly passed in the Quebec National Assembly but faced opposition from the Quebec Liberal Party. Ongoing discussions emphasize the urgent need for legislative reform to better protect communities in Quebec and across Canada.
Quebec faces major health budget cuts. Quebec is dealing with a significant health deficit of $1.5 billion. Health Minister Dubé announced plans to minimize the impact of this deficit on healthcare services during a press conference on November 29, 2024. The government is working towards a balanced budget, which Dubé calls non-negotiable. Rising costs and increased demand for services have put considerable pressure on the healthcare system. These budget cuts may limit access to essential services and result in longer wait times for patients. This situation raises concerns among residents and healthcare providers about the future of healthcare in Quebec.
Search for missing boy in Laval, Quebec. Laval police are searching for a missing 12-year-old boy named Samir Mustafa. Samir left home on November 28, 2024, and has not been seen since. His family is worried about his safety. Samir speaks French, is 5 feet 5 inches tall, and weighs 140 pounds. He was last seen wearing an oxygen-branded coat, jogging pants, and dark shoes. The search area includes Laval and nearby cities like Boisbriand, Rosemere, and Sainte-Therese. Police have issued a media release asking for public assistance in finding Samir. Community involvement is essential, and police urge anyone with information to come forward.
Charges dropped against pro-Palestinian activists in Montreal. Charges against 3 pro-Palestinian activists were dropped in Montreal, Quebec. The incident took place on September 5, 2024, outside the campaign office of Federal Immigration Minister Mark Miller. Activist Samar El-Khalaout protested by loudly expressing her views, which led to complaints from Miller's staff. On November 29, 2024, prosecutors withdrew the charges after reviewing video evidence that supported the activists' claims of exercising their right to freedom of expression. El-Khalaout has been actively involved in protests, urging the Canadian government to intervene in the conflict in Gaza, where her daughter lost her life earlier this year. This case underscores ongoing tensions in Canada regarding the right to protest and the need for public safety.
Quebec faces teacher shortage crisis. Quebec is facing a significant teacher shortage, with more than 4,000 positions currently unfilled across the province. The English Montreal School Board reports around 800 vacancies for specialized roles, such as psychologists, speech therapists, and special education teachers. Starting salaries for teachers in Quebec range from $51,000 Canadian dollars to $52,000 Canadian dollars, which many believe is too low compared to what is offered in the private sector. Class sizes have grown larger, making it increasingly difficult for teachers to manage their classrooms. The situation has deteriorated since August, with nearly 2,000 support staff positions also unfilled. Education officials are urging the government to take action to improve salaries and working conditions to attract and retain qualified teachers.
Old Montreal residents face challenges after cars trapped. In Old Montreal, Quebec, Canada, residents faced significant challenges after their cars were trapped in an underground garage for nearly 2 months. This situation followed a fire on October 4, 2023, which tragically claimed the lives of a mother and daughter from France. 2 young men, aged 19 and 20, have been charged with second-degree murder and arson related to the incident. Resident Roman expressed relief after finally retrieving his car, having made numerous attempts to communicate with city officials. Despite over 50 calls for assistance, residents received little help. The city closed the area for safety reasons, causing confusion and frustration among those affected. After Roman spoke to the press, a construction company began clearing the rubble, allowing residents to access their vehicles. While cars are now out, Romain's condo and 2 others nearby require significant repairs due to smoke damage. This incident highlights ongoing concerns about communication and safety in emergency situations.
Minister criticizes use of baby shark to deter homeless in Montreal. On November 29, 2024, Lionel Carmant, Quebec's Minister of Social Services, criticized Complexe Desjardins, a shopping center in Montreal, for playing the song, Baby Shark, to deter homeless individuals. This practice has been in place for about a year. Carmant called the approach inhumane and stressed the importance of caring for vulnerable populations. The use of music to discourage loitering has drawn criticism from community members and advocacy groups, who argue that such tactics dehumanize those experiencing homelessness. Many are now calling for more compassionate solutions to address homelessness in Montreal.
Ensemble Montreal delays leadership race. Ensemble Montreal, a political party in Montreal, Quebec, has postponed its leadership race. The deadline for candidates to submit their nominations was originally set for December 15, 2024, with a nomination conference planned for February 16, 2025. Party President Carmen Polisa explained that the delay provides more time for potential candidates to step forward. This decision comes after the departure of former Mayor Valérie Plante, which has generated interest from various individuals. The leadership race presents an opportunity to tackle important issues like the housing crisis, homelessness, and public safety in Montreal. New dates for the race will be announced soon.
Trudeau criticizes NDP over delay of rebate checks. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has criticized the New Democratic Party for holding up a promised $250 rebate check for Canadians. This rebate is part of a broader affordability package that includes a 2-month goods and services tax holiday on items like toys, beer, and meals. The government intends to send these checks to about 18.7 million Canadians who earned $150,000 or less in 2023. While the House of Commons approved the GST holiday, the rebate portion was not passed due to disagreements with the NDP. Trudeau stressed the need to support hardworking Canadians. Concerns have emerged about certain groups being left out of the rebate, including seniors and individuals with disabilities. The government estimates the GST holiday will cost around $1.6 billion, while the rebate program is projected to cost approximately $4.68 billion.
WADA investigates carbon monoxide use in sports. The World Anti-Doping Agency, or WADA, is looking into the effects of repeated exposure to carbon monoxide on athletes. This investigation comes after concerns from the International Cycling Union about the use of carbon monoxide rebreathers, which are devices that monitor blood levels in athletes. WADA has indicated that the amount of carbon monoxide used is low and should not enhance performance. However, the agency is exploring whether repeated exposure could improve athletic ability. WADA also cautioned that carbon monoxide can pose health risks. This inquiry underscores WADA's commitment to athlete safety and the integrity of competition in sports.
Black Friday shopping trends in Canada. This year's Black Friday shopping event in Canada has seen strong participation from consumers. By noon on Black Friday, the average shopping cart total reached $220.63 Canadian dollars, approximately $162. This figure marks an increase from last year's average of $172.80, or about $127. Major cities such as Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver are among the top locations for purchases. Popular product categories include makeup, t-shirts, skincare items, vitamins, and men's underwear. Retailers in Canada offered an average discount of 21% this year, down from 32% last year. The Retail Council of Canada expects the average shopper to spend around $972, which is about $720, on holiday shopping this season. This reflects an increase of $73 compared to last year. The council predicts that 40% of this spending will occur on Black Friday, with another 36% expected during Cyber Monday and the following week.
Hydro-Québec to invest billions in power infrastructure. Hydro-Québec, a major public utility in Canada, plans to invest tens of billions of dollars over the next 12 years to enhance its power infrastructure. This investment aims to improve power lines and reduce outages across the province of Quebec, especially in Montreal's West Island, an area often impacted by unreliable electricity. The focus will be on upgrading infrastructure, adopting new technology, and enhancing maintenance practices to ensure a dependable electricity supply for residents and businesses. This initiative underscores the need for a robust power grid in light of rising demand and extreme weather events. That is all the news for today. Thank you for listening to today's Headphone News. News summary brought to you by AI.